Welcome, Vigor Warriors, members of the 1% Club. Welcome back. We are doing another video. This is Vigor Warriors 2 channel, and we're going to do another video today. And this is going to be called One Day at a Time. One day at a time. I'm driving, running a couple errands before going to teach. So I'm going to kind of try to talk about this one a little bit as we kind of talk, and maybe close my window a bit so you guys can hear me more as well. So thank you first for the subscriptions. Thank you for the comments and the likes, and I appreciate all that. I think that hopefully I'm kind of answering a bunch of questions and things that I get. I try to get questions from the viewers that are listening to the channel. Plus, I also try to get questions from my classes and things that we talk about during the class periods that may help you guys or gals in trying to get through some of this information. Okay, I got some butts in my pocket there, but go down. So the question then today is one day at a time, and this came from a bunch of people who kind of said, well, how do we handle this? I can't do 400 days in a row, 90 days in a row. It's hard not to relapse. It's hard not to go out of monk mode, all these type of things. And I agree, this is the toughest battle you're ever going to face, guys and gals. This battle is tough. This is why this is such an anathema in our society right now, because a lot of people don't believe that this is the right thing to do, and they've lost sense of my understanding of history. They've lost a sense of history, and all the people who succeed are that 1%. So that's why you guys are in this 1%, because you understand that this is what needs to be done. But there's 99% of people in the world not doing this. And so this is not easy. Of course, it's very hard. But let me kind of talk a little bit before we get into all this and talk about how this problem has occurred and really what can be done to solve it. First, go ahead and subscribe, like, and comment, and let's get going in this thing. All right, so when you talk about this whole idea of going on your journey, you realize a journey takes time. It's not something that happens overnight, or else we would have solved this problem a long time ago. I make an analogy when I look at things like alcohol addiction. I look at gambling addiction, eating addictions, any kind of addictions you have. This is another one of those addictions. A person has formed a habit of doing this over a period of time, and they've learned how to make this a habit. Now, it takes about 3 weeks or so to actually form a habit, and so you've successfully formed a habit of watching all these images, watching these things, and in your mind, this becomes part of your reality, your new reality. Now, not realizing your new reality is sucking the life out of you, and so you don't realize what you're doing and have been doing is not helping you. It's hurting you more than helping you. And the thing is that now you have to kind of change your approach and attitude to say, I'm going to change my lifestyle. That's not easy. It takes time. The only suggestion I have, and let me give you a little bit of history of myself with things. I struggled for many, many years on this pattern. Yes, I was able to find the Fountain of Youth book, and yes, I was able to keep myself in decent shape between the ages of 35 and 55, 57 years old. But I was missing that one component that made it all special and worthwhile, and made it almost like a superhuman type of feeling that I have. And that's really the retention. So we hit the retention was very difficult, because back in my mind, I believe the doctors, I believe everybody had said to me that this is wrong, you should do it. Nothing wrong with this. It's actually very healthy for you. That to me is wrong. It's been wrong since I figured this out. It's wrong. And because of that, now you have to break patterns of everybody else in your society telling you that this is what you should be doing. Don't go against the grain. Don't be one of those people who are the radical people and things like that. You have to go ahead and realize that in order to make things special, you're going to have to step out of the box. You have to be that 1%. And that's why you're in this club, the 1% club, because you're doing something special. And I believe God, in my opinion, has given you guys a blessing, saying it's your time to step forward, and you're the special people. You're the one that's going to change the world around again. And I fully believe that. And so it is very difficult, because it doesn't seem like it's your calling right away. For me, for many years, I struggled back and forth with it. I was not ready for this mode. Now, what happened, the way I got to this point was taking one day at a time. I took one day and I tried to make improvements. And this is the same thing that, Alcohol Anonymous does, all this eating, addiction types of places, gambling addictions. You gotta, whatever it's drugs, whatever it might be, they allow you to take one step at a time and say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and change what I'm doing, and I'll do it one step at a time. That means every day you try to do better the next day. So if it starts off by saying, okay, I'm not going to lose energy, then that's how you start. You say, I'm going to get away from the pictures. I'm going to try to stay away from this for one day. Then take it 2 days. And continue working that way until you get strong enough to be able to say, okay, I'm going to go on a longer streak. Don't be disheartened if you go back and happen to relapse back, because you can start again. It's never too late, never. As long as you recognize the importance of this idea and concept, then you're in good shape. And that's the whole key to it. Recognize the importance of what you're doing and realize it's a lifestyle. You may start off hard, but you're going to get better. Now, in my case, I finally, after all these years, have been able to get to the point where now I have a longer streak. My issue is right now is monk mode. I'm doing the same thing that you would be doing releasing, but I'm doing monk mode now. I'm eliminating all thoughts, patterns, anything around me that could give me any sort of temptation. Guys, that's even harder to do, because it is all around us, right? And to try to block that out and if you see it, ignore it and move past it is not easy. And I have to admit, I've relapsed on that monk mode at least once or twice. I'm back on another streak. I think it's like 8 or 9 days, but it's not easy. And so I'm battling my end of this right now, not so much on the release end of it, but it really is more on the end of monk mode. And so I'm doing the same kind of technique that I'm kind of recommending to you guys for doing when talking about relapsing. I'm talking more about monk mode. And so I'm taking it one day at a time, one step at a time, and say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this today, and I'm going to keep journaling me. And I think journaling is really a good idea. Writing it down, whether you're trying to lose weight, whether you're trying to go monk mode, whatever it might be, it's always a good idea to try to continue to do better and better with this by every day you're doing it. And so as you do this, you got to focus on saying, okay, let's go ahead and work on this day 1, and let's work on this then day 2, and continue doing that as time goes on. So as we look at this type of thing, it's important to realize as you focus on this that it's going to take time. Don't be patient, don't rush it. Make sure you realize that sometimes it takes some time to focus on getting what you need to get done, okay? And so as you look at this type of thing, you have to focus on trying to stay away from all those type of things that can break into temptation and get you out of your pattern, okay? So again, if you're struggling with this, if you're having trouble with this, try to take one step at a time. Take off the images, take off this type of thing, focus on something different, and do it one day at a time so you're able to kind of succeed in that one day. Then take a second day, then take a third day, and keep working in those type of ways. And you'll find yourself getting stronger. And once you do that, then build up. To try to take something cold turkey, just like you would do if you have an alcohol problem or a drug problem, is very hard, very dangerous to do. And what you want to do is you're going to fall back into patterns and do different things all the time. What you really want to do is kind of say, okay, let me get my success here, and then start here and go here and continue. And then you're going to see a big difference with this. And so, as I said, I'm going to keep working. I'll keep updating you on my my overall goal. Obviously, is near 500. We're going to get close to that pretty soon. But I'm going to focus now on trying to go to monk mode and trying to succeed in that. And that's going to be the next challenge. And so I'm working through this. I think on day 7 or 8 right now, and we'll see how far that goes. But the idea is not to allow things into your mind, into your being, that's going to allow you to think about temptation. And I tell you, that's hard. Just like the retention, the beginning, it's very hard. But taking one day at a time can help you. All right, guys, enough for this one. Until next time, battle on.